Motion under gravity, vertically projected body, vertically upward, and freely falling body. Freely falling body. Okay, so we checked the three cases previously in the last class. So fourth one, that is the Sn, distance traveled by the body in nth second. Sn is equal to u plus a by 2 of 2n minus 1. U plus a by 2 of 2n minus 1. So Sn, that means h nth. S becomes h. So h nth is equal to, it is vertically projected upwards body, so there is an initial velocity u plus a becomes minus g by 2 into 2n minus 1. That applies. Hn is equal to u minus g by 2 plus into minus g by 2 of 2n minus 1. Let's check this. In this case, Sn is equal to u plus a by 2 of 2n minus 1. S becomes Hn is equal to u plus g by 2 of 2n minus 1. That's it. Okay. And if in this case, if independent of mass, so that body does not depend upon mass. For example, if the body is not depends upon mass, so here two cases are given. That means for body 1 and body 2, Hmax, by this Hmax formula already we got that Hmax is equal to u square by 2c. Already we got it from the previous equations. Okay, this is applicable for this also, for freely falling body also, because Hmax is equal to u square by 2c and Hmax is equal to v square by 2c. V or u, that is nothing but velocity. So u square by 2c. So if two bodies are given, and if the bodies are traveling in certain path, and the bodies are reaching at some maximum height, so that if you ask that find out either u or h by giving the two bodies, so here g is constant, so h is directly proportional to u square. Max is directly proportional to u square. So for two bodies are given, and this equation will become h1 by h2 is equal to u1 square by u2 square. So this can be written as u1 by u2 whole square. u1 by u2 whole square. This case is possible when the two bodies ratios are given, right? So these are the main equations we must know, and along with these some more points are there regarding this motion under gravity. So I will say one by one, right? Please listen carefully. These are the direct points. Okay. In the presence of air resistance, for example, if we consider that air resistance, as I already said that in the absence of air resistance, as time of ascent is equal to time of descent, that is equal to u by z. Time of ascent is equal to time of descent, that is nothing but u by z. Okay, but in the presence of air resistance, The time of ascent is less than the time of descent. Time of ascent is less than the time of descent when in the presence of absence of air resistance TA. In the presence of air resistance, time of ascent is less than the time of descent. Time of ascent is less than the time of descent, and in the presence of air resistance, the acceleration of a denser body is greater. In the presence of air resistance, the acceleration of denser body is more. Denser body is more when in the presence of air resistance. For example, two bodies are there, A and B. The density of A is greater than density of B. Density of A is greater than density of B. Then acceleration of A is greater than acceleration of B. That is the case. According to this statement, in the presence of air resistance, acceleration of denser body is more. For example, for two bodies are traveling in the air, and consider the densities. Density of A is greater than density of B. Then acceleration of A is greater than acceleration of B. Acceleration of B. Next point. Right? The acceleration of a body in a medium is, continue for this, the acceleration of a body in a medium is, let's say it as a G dash. That means the acceleration on medium, so is equal to G of, here it is equal to G of 1 minus density of medium by density of body. Density of medium by density of body. So if we, in this way, we can calculate that the acceleration of a body in a particular medium. Here dm is nothing but density of the given medium. Here db is nothing but density of the body, right? So here g is nothing but acceleration due to gravity on our earth. So in a particular density, in a particular medium, so the acceleration, if you want to calculate the acceleration in that particular medium, that is the formula for that acceleration in a particular medium is g of 1 minus dm by db. dm is nothing but density of that particular medium by density of the body, right? If in this case, if density of medium is equal to density of body, in this case density of medium is equal to density of body, if both are equal, if these both are equal, then what happens? Cancel 1. If you both cancel 1 minus 1 0, then gravity at that particular medium is equal to 0. Then this value is 0 and this value is 0. So then we can say that then the body is in rest or body is in rest. So then the body is in rest or then the body is in uniform motion. Rest or uniform motion. If your body is in particular uniform motion, or the body is in rest, then we can say that means the both densities are equal. Whenever the both densities are equal, then the gravity, acceleration of that particular medium is 0. If that acceleration in medium is 0, then we can say that the body is either rest or in uniform motion. Either rest or in uniform motion. For example, level point. Okay, if a freely falling body passes through the 2 points A and B, if a freely falling body passes through the points A and B in time t1 and t2. In the time t1 and t2 from start or starting. For example, A and B are the 2 points. These are the 2 points, and here it is a freely falling body. And this freely falling body passes through the points A and B, and it takes the time t1 and it takes the time t2 to reach the points A and B, which is from a starting. Then the distance between the 2 points A and B, if you want to calculate the distance between these 2 points A and B, here it is A and it is B. If you want to know this distance between these 2 points, then distance between 2 points A and B is right, g by 2 of acceleration due to gravity, g by 2 of t2 square minus t1 square minus t1 square, right? So here I am again saying this: a body is falling freely from a certain height, that is the starting point. This is the point A and it is the point B. To reach the point A, it took t1 time. To reach the point B, it took t2 time. Then, if you want to know the distance between these 2 points A and B, the formula is g by 2 of t2 square minus t1 square. If you apply this formula, then you will get that the distance between A and B, right? If a freely falling body passes through the points A and B, if a freely falling body passes through the points A and B, through the points A and B, these A and B are at distances of B, are at a distance of H1 and H2 from starting. H1 and H2 from starting. From starting. Then time taken. from A to B, to reach from A to B is T is equal to is the time taken between the 2 points A, T is equal to square root of 2h2g, square root of 2h2g minus square root of 2h1g, right, minus square root of 2h1g. So take square root 2 by g as common, 2 by g of square root of h2 minus square root of h1. H2 minus h1. Here, from these two, what we observe? Here it is the starting point of the freely falling body, and it is A, it is B, and A is located at h1 and B is located at h2. And the time taken between these 2 points, here the distance we are calculating. From these 2 points we are calculating time here. The 2 points are similar, but in this case we are calculating the distance between the 2 points, and in this case we are calculating the time between the 2 points. So how this formula obtained, which means h is equal to half gt square formula, h is equal to half gt square. And how it is obtained? T is equal to square root of 2h by g. T is equal to square root of 2h by g. That's it. But here we are obtaining T2 minus T1. Here it is h2 minus h1. T2 minus T1 and h2 minus h1. Then you will get these equations. Right? Next, if 2 bodies are dropped from a height h1 and h2, if two bodies are dropped, if 2 bodies are dropped from h1 and h2, h2 height simultaneously, so there are the 2 points, 2 bodies, body A and h1 and h2. These 2 bodies are dropped simultaneously, that means at a time, right? And it is the distance between h1 and h2. It is h2 and h1. So at any point of time, then at any point of time, distance between the 2 bodies A and B, distance between two bodies is distance between 2 bodies is h2 minus h1 only. Distance between two bodies at any point of time, that the distance between 2 points is h2 minus h1. Okay. Next, Okay, enough. These points will enough. Let's check this problem. Two problems based upon this. So a body is falling freely from a height of x. The time taken to reach the ground is 10 seconds. If g is 10 meter per second square, then we have to find the x. Okay. Here the given data is height. We have to find out x. Time 10 seconds. Acceleration due to gravity 10 meter per second square. Okay. Then h is equal to, we have the formula half gt square, half into g value 10, t value 10 square. 2 ones, 2 5s. 10 square means 100, 5 into 100, 500 meters. Okay, this way we can do this. Any doubt? A body is dropped from a tower. A body is dropped from a tower of height 100 meters, of height 100 meters. If g is equal to 10 meter per second square, find the time taken to reach the ground. To reach the ground. Here we have to find out the time taken. Okay. So given data, what is the given data? Height. Height is equal to 100 meters. G is equal to 10 meter per second square. Here we have to calculate the time. So again, applying the same formula, time height relation, h is equal to half gt square, half gt square. Height is equal to 100 meters. Substitute the value. Height is equal to 100 meters. Half into g value 10 into t square. Okay. 2 ones, 2 5s. 2 ones, 2 5s. Okay. 100 is equal to 5t square. 100 is equal to 5t square. So t square is equal to 100 by 5. 5 ones, 5 20s. So t square is equal to 20. T is equal to square root of 20. So t is equal to square root of 20 can be written as 4 into 5. T is equal to 4 can be written as 2 into 5. So t is equal to 2 into root 5 seconds. T is equal to 2 into root 5 seconds. So this way we can do this problem. What a body is projected vertically upwards with a velocity of 9.8 meter per second square. Sorry, with a velocity of 9.8 meter per second. 9.8 meter per second. The total time for which the body remains in the air. The total time for which the body remains in the air. Remains in the air. Take g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. That is the g value. Okay. So here you have to observe the projected vertically upwards velocity of 9.8 meter per second. Then we have to find out the total time for which the body remains in the air. So the total body remains in the air, which is nothing but given u is equal to 9.8 meter per second, g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Total the body remains in the air. The total time means time of ascent, body vertically projected upwards, plus time of descent, the body is freely falling body. So when we projected vertically upwards, that means the body moves to a height, certain height, and remains in the air. And for a freely falling body also, it also remains in the air for up to some time. So if we add total time of ascent plus time of descent, then we will get this total time remains in the air, u by z plus u by z, that is equal to 2u by z. That implies time of flight. Time of flight is nothing but time of ascent plus time of descent. That means total time remains in the air. 2 into u value 9.85, g value 9.8, 9.8 gets cancelled. So the total body remains in the air is equal to 2 seconds. Is equal to 2 seconds. So in this way we can do this, right? Thank you, Amma.